Hello, I'm David Harper with the BBC News. Supporters of the former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan have clashed with the security forces for a second day as police made another attempt to arrest him on a court order. Mr Khan accused the security forces of being in direct confrontation with the people. Caroline Davis reports.
Video taken in the early hours of this morning shows supporters of Mr Khan's PTI party outside his home in Lahore. Tear gas fills the street, with some supporters trying to throw back the canisters launched at them by police. The standoff started yesterday when officers arrived saying they intended to arrest Mr Khan. The former Prime Minister has a growing list of court cases against him, which he has dismissed as politically motivated. This warrant for his arrest was issued on Monday after Mr Khan again failed to attend court, citing concerns about his safety. He insists that he has protective bail until later this week, something the police have disputed.
A rescue effort is gaining pace in Malawi in the aftermath of Tropical Storm Freddie, which ripped through the country at the weekend. Rains have eased and aid workers say they are hopeful that an airlift will begin later. Tens of thousands of displaced people have taken refuge in schools and churches. Malawi's Information Minister Moses Kunkuyu gave the BBC this update.
We have set up 57 camps where these people are being taken care of. The death toll has risen to 190 to be specific, and we have 584 injuries and 37 are still missing.
Intense rain continues in neighbouring Mozambique, where widespread flooding has left more than 50 people dead. The United States has said it will continue surveillance flights near the war zone in Ukraine, despite the loss of a drone that crashed into the Black Sea after being intercepted by Russian fighter jets. Moscow has denied Washington's claim that its planes forced the Reaper drone down by colliding with its propeller. Russia's ambassador to the US called the incident a provocation. A Pentagon spokesman, US Air Force General Pat Ryder, said Russian jets had flown in front of the drone.
What we saw, again, were fighter aircraft dumping fuel in front of this UAV and then getting so close to the aircraft that it actually damaged the propeller on the MQ-9. We assess that it likely caused some damage to the Russian aircraft as well. To our knowledge, we know that the Russian aircraft did land. I'm not going to go into where they landed, but again, it's just demonstrative of very unprofessional, unsafe airmanship.
The US Secretary of State Antony Blinken is due to meet with political leaders in Addis Ababa later today to assess the implementation of the peace deal that ended Ethiopia's civil war. He will also discuss humanitarian needs and concerns during meetings with aid workers and civil society groups. Live from London, you're listening to the latest world news from the BBC. Hundreds of thousands of workers are going on strike in Britain in what could be the biggest walkout since a wave of industrial action began last year. Teachers, university lecturers, civil servants and junior doctors are among those taking action over pay and other issues. The strikes come on Budget Day, when the Conservative government will announce its latest tax and spending plans. Elections to 12 provincial parliaments in the Netherlands look set to shake up the country's political landscape. The vote is expected to highlight discontent with Prime Minister Mark Rutte's centre-right coalition government, as Anna Holligan reports.
These elections are a test of strength for the Netherlands' longest-serving leader. After weeks of increasingly populist campaigning, the vote for the country's 12 provincial parliaments is expected to highlight a discontent with Mark Rutte's four-party centre-right coalition government. He's under pressure after a parliamentary inquiry into earthquakes caused by natural gas extraction and protests by farmers over plans to curtail their output to curb pollution, and by climate activists angered by state subsidies for fossil fuel industries.
Human Rights Watch says the United Arab Emirates is arbitrarily detaining up to 2,700 Afghan asylum seekers in increasingly miserable conditions. Interviewed detainees complained of overcrowding in insect-infested makeshift housing with strict limits on their mobility. A new report accuses the Emirati authorities of denying them legal pathways to refugee status or resettlement to another country. Hospitals have been badly affected and transport severely disrupted in Sri Lanka during a strike by more than 40 trade unions. Schools cancelled end-of-term exams and outpatient departments at hospitals were shut. They are protesting against the doubling of taxes to qualify for a crucial IMF bailout. The tax hike is among several measures taken by the Sri Lankan government to qualify for a $2.9 billion rescue package after it defaulted on its foreign debt last year. BBC News.